S10 First Alert Weather Day Update.
Hey y'all, good morning. Thanks for hanging with us on Sunrise. As we wake up, be prepared for what will be a hot and humid afternoon ahead. The hottest that we've had so far in our spell of extremely hot days these last few. And it's because of that we have a First Alert Weather Day in effect. Heat and humidity combined could lead to feels like temperatures as high as 109 degrees during the afternoon. And then once we reach the heat of the day, a couple of isolated thunderstorms will try to help us cool off. However, these will be limited. Very few and very far between will be the opportunities for us to have some rain to help us cool down. Our high temperature today, almost the century mark. We will fall shy of that. I don't anticipate any hundreds on the board later today, but we'll be very close. 99 for a high temperature. And when you factor in the humidity, we'll feel as hot as 109 during the second half of the day. Your Tuesday and your Wednesday, a little more of a limited opportunity for us to get extremely hot because of rain chances on the climb. That'll knock how it feels down at least 10 to 20 degrees. Very, very nice change of pace for us. And we'll talk a little bit more about this change of pace in just a few moments. I did want to bring you the first alert, however, to a heat advisory that remains in effect, will go into effect at noon. And once it does go into effect, it remains that way until 8 p.m. That's for all the counties that you see shaded in orange, including all of South Carolina. Now this morning it's a calm start for us, thankfully. No type of active weather out there. Very warm feeling morning, and the cold front responsible for this change farther to the north. Here it is on satellite and radar this morning. As it drops farther southward, it will bring us a little more relief in the form of less humidity around, and temperatures are going to drop off as well once we get into the second half of the day. Gorgeous sunrise ongoing though this morning as we look out from our Bull Street studios. Beautiful to see the sun like that as always above the clouds. And if you have a sunrise photo you'd like to share with me, you can send them to me by sending an email to chandler.jordan@wistv.com or send them to me on Facebook by finding me at Chandler Jordan. Always love to see those across the region. We've got an extra special one this morning, and we're pairing that with warm temperatures, upper 70s to greet you out the door. So there is this summertime feel even for the start of the day, and it's definitely going to be there later on. High temperatures making a run at 100, feels like temperatures close to 110, and then once we reach the heat of the day, that's where we get our 30% chance to come into play, as we have a couple of these heat of the day isolated thunderstorms that'll start to try and fire up. So here's First Alert Future Radar. I've got it out the door this morning. A dry start for us, and then notice how as we get into the afternoon we start to get a couple of these heat of the day storms to fire up. So one or two of these can't be ruled out starting around 1 and 2 o'clock, and this limited activity will stay with us through the rest of the afternoon. Noticing by 5 and 6 o'clock, one or two isolated storms out there. A lot of us though staying dry without any type of heat relief, and that's going to continue even into the early evening. Again, one or two storms can't be ruled out, and then once we get past sunset, any leftover storm falls apart. I think that'll leave us dry overnight, and from there we get cooler temperatures in thanks to this frontal passage that occurs the middle of this week. Highs only around the 90-degree mark. We'll keep these daily storm chances around as well, and they'll last through the upcoming weekend. With the heat advisory in effect in our First Alert Weather Day, go ahead and download our First Alert Weather app. You can do so by scanning the QR code that you see on your screen. If you're watching on DVR this morning, you can scan that QR code as well after pausing your TV. This First Alert Weather app will bring you updates not only about the dangerous heat that we have this afternoon, but as well, if there happens to be a storm or two that pops up in your neighborhood, you get notifications sent to your phone about lightning nearby. That can help you stay safe, especially if you're trying to head to the pool or find some type of relief from this heat and humidity. All of that, again, can be found by downloading our First Alert Weather app on your phone's app store or by scanning the QR code on your screen.